Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Cedric Ben from Morobe Province and I am taking Bachelor of Arts in Education, majoring history and minoring religious education and personal development. And my colleague Joseph Wartun is taking up Bachelor of Arts Psychology and he is from East New Britain Province in Papua New Guinea. We are now studying at the University of Goroka. In this video, we will present to you the basic skills of counseling based on our course code HRP 322 Pastoral Counseling. I will be playing the role of a counselor and my colleague Joseph Wartun will be playing the role of a client in the counseling process based on the 5 stages of counseling. Hope you enjoy while watching through. Come in. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Come and have a seat. I am Dr. Cedric Ben from Keita National. We are based here in Goroka, Eastern Island Province. I am the counselor here in this office of a counselor. Before I proceed, we'll pray for the counseling process and then we'll proceed on the counseling process. Dear Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, come and be with us as we proceed on through the 5 stages of counseling. I pray in the name of Jesus as we continue. Let your favor and your grace be with us. In the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, we open this counseling process. And this is our prayer. Amen. I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself so that we can find confidence in whatever we're going to talk about. You introduce yourself and tell me what is the problem that causes you to come to this office of a counselor.
Thank you, Doctor. My name is Joseph. My surname is Wartun. I come from East New Britain. I'm currently doing my 3rd year in the University of Goroka, undertaking Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. And I heard of this office that people have been coming here to seek assistance and support in psychological and emotional problems, and I decided to come here and seek support concerning emotional and psychological issues that has been affecting me, associated with grief and loss.
Alright, thank you Joseph for choosing this office and you come. It's not a mistake. I am more than happy to help you out with your problem of loss and grief. Loss and grief is one of the problems that is now affecting many young people throughout our nation of Papua New Guinea. They have many problems in life today, but for you to choose this office, I am more than happy to help you with your problem. And we have been trained to do this job to help people remove stress from their life when they face problems or encounter situations that affect them physically, spiritually, emotionally, and socially, that contributes to destroy the physical well-being of their life. We've been trained to assist and to help them bring resolution to their problem. And for me to get your personal details, to know you in person, is to build a trust, relationship, so that whatever we discuss in this office will be buried in this office. And when you leave this office and you go out, I believe you will go as a changed person, with a person that will find freedom to express yourself in a way where you live like normal people who is now living in the community and the society that you are living in today. So we are here to help you, guide you through your life. If you feel that you have no one to go and seek advice or seek assistance to help you out, our office is always open. We don't look at the geographical background for people or their status in life. As long as you have problem and you come and knock on the door, we're always available to help you. With the building of trust between myself and you, we'll go into opening questions. That means you'll have to engage all your questions. You'll tell me a little bit about what's been going on in your life when you encounter that problem of loss and grief. Thank you.
Thank you. Concerning my problem, that loss and grief, I lost my dad in March this year. I was here in school. It was a sudden death, and I did not expect it. And him passing away has been a nightmare to me, especially being away. And I wasn't able to make it home to attend the funeral, and till now it's still very hard. So I was sitting down and I couldn't do anything, so I have decided to seek help, because I've seen that me having the burden and the grief and the pain in me is causing me not to concentrate in school. That is why I have to come to seek help.
With that, how have you been feeling lately when you went across that situation in life of losing your dad?
It was very hard to accept. The main thing that it was a sudden death. We all did not expect that he was gonna pass on just like that. No sickness. He was not even ill. We were just talking on the phone that Friday night on the 21st of March, and the next morning 6 o'clock they called that he passed on. I could not believe that he left us, because we had a very good conversation that evening on that Friday. We talked and we laughed and we cracked jokes. He was well. And then the next Saturday morning, early in the morning at 6 o'clock, I received a call from home. And the first thing that I heard was, "Your dad has passed on." It was very hard. It was a pain that I couldn't express. I feel like I lost someone, that the only person that wanted me to be successful in life, I lost in that moment. I felt hopeless. My life was torn apart. I felt like I couldn't cope with the situation, with the passing of my dad. He was the only person who used to support my mom. For me to come this far, and losing him was very painful. I couldn't stand it, and I decided to leave school. I couldn't concentrate. It's still hard to cope with this absence in the family.
I'm sorry, Joseph, to ask you a lot of questions, but the questions that I'm asking you, it will help me to come up with a better resolution for the problem that you are facing right now. So the third question that I'm going to ask you right now is, how did the situation make you feel? And when you think about the experience, what emotion like normally comes up to you? in that situation of grief and loss.
The pain is unbearable. It's really painful that you cannot stand it. Sometimes I just feel like I don't want to attend classes. Because one thing I could remember, he promised me that he would attend my graduation when I graduate here in the university. And him leaving that promises that he did not live to see is, the pain is just too much. The emptiness in me, that every time I sit down and I thought of it, I do not hold back my tears. Tears would just run down my eyes, thinking so hard, having headaches, and just seeing that there was a wall that has been removed from the household. There was a post that has been removed from that house, that building. So there's a feeling of emptiness that I'm with, because he played a very important role in my studies, and I would always, when I'm alone, that is the time where I would always cry, thinking of him, seeing the photos, thinking of the best memories that we had together in life, would struck me in the face with a pain that is just unable to express. Losing someone who has been playing a very important part in your life, in your achievements, in life, wanting you to be successful in life, wanting you to have a good life, wanting you to score good grades in school, wanting you to study hard with his encouragements. And then suddenly he just passed on, just like that, suddenly, and then you are informed. Every time I think of it, it's just like losing one of my bones.
Thank you for expressing yourself freely to me. What or how do you usually feel when you think about the situation you encounter at this early stage of life as a young man, where you are still in school and you still put hope on your dad, and mom is still in the village, and then you are here for studying, and you believe that your dad will be there to watch you graduate with flying colors. How do you usually feel at this very state of life when you lost your very person that you find strength in?
Me as a young man, being just 26 years old, I do not see that I'm a man dependent on my dad, my mom. I consider myself a liability to my parents, and both of them are self-employed, and they really struggle just to send me to school, send me money for my food, anything that I need in school. They are always very supportive. So my dad being around, I feel like I'm a man. And now that he's gone, just too much to handle. That morning, 22nd of March, 6 o'clock, when they called, the only thought that came up in my mind was for me to leave school for good. I decided to just leave everything. I walked down to school. I got some top up from the school 8 p.m. and I walked back home, packed a few things that I could bring with me home. I decided not to come back to school because all I had in mind was, who will be supporting me now? Now that the person that is always supportive to me, providing my needs, is gone, there's no more support system. I feel that I'm nothing without him. I owe him my entire life. I owe him my entire career, education, my studies. I owe this man. My dad. He was a hero in my life. But now that he is gone, life has been very tough. Mom wasn't able to support me really well. I decided to leave school, but then one thing that is keeping me to sacrifice myself and stay and complete my studies is I'm the eldest sibling in the family, and I have 3 siblings after me, and they are all looking up to me, and for me to leave school and just to go and stay with, there will be no one to take care of them. So for me to just leave, it will not be an option for me. Though I am grieving with pain and regret for not even seeing the face of my father before he was buried, put to rest in the grave. I did not attend his funeral, and I still feel guilty of myself and regret that I wasn't there to witness the funeral. And when I thought of that, sometimes I used to give up and think that I can just stay away from school. And actually sometimes when I thought of that, the feeling of going to class will leave me, and I would just stay and sleep in the room. I really need my dad. He was a good man, and he was the best dad that someone in this world would ever wish of their way. That is why it is just very hard to forget about him. It's 5 months now since he passed, but his passing feels like yesterday.
I have a few more questions to ask you, and then we'll finish from that counseling session. The second last question is impact on your daily life. Like, how has this loss affected your routines or your relationship, and what feels most difficult for you at this moment, at this very state now? What feels most difficult to you?
The worst part of it is it's still very hard for me to accept the fact he is gone. Yes, we all know that is a process that we will all go through one day. But me losing him is still very hard to accept. And I still can't believe that he's gone. Very soon, a young father living just like that, leaving us with nothing at all, nothing. No savings. We lost our home last year due to community fights. House was burnt down. So he left us with nothing at all. He was the only support system that Mom had, but now he's gone. It's just too much to think about. And thinking about all these issues that he left us in, the condition of how we are right now as a family that he left us in is just too much. I can't live with it, and it has affected me a lot. Before, I used to hang out a lot with my friends, stay with them, But lately, I didn't want to hang out. All I wanted was just to stay in the house, stay in the room, and sleep all day. And to be honest, the feeling of attending classes has left me. But remembering my mom and my siblings, I had no choice but to attend classes and complete my studies. Yes, daily routines, my relationships with my friends is being affected. One thing is that I get angry easily because going around with that pressure in me, building up, thinking about that loss. And when my friends tried to play with me or to crack jokes with me, sometimes I took things too personal and I would just get angry at them because of the pressure that I'm carrying around. So it has ruined my relationship with my peers, my friends, people who I used to hang out with, and I have to make fun with them now. They start to give distance because I am no longer that Joseph when my father was still alive. I'm a different Joseph now. Socialization is now a problem to me. I don't hang out that much anymore. I would just stay in the room. Straight from classes to the room. From room to class, after class to the room. Before, after class, I would hang around with my friends and then I go home. But lately, I never hang out that much anymore.
Your problem is about to be identified now, and I'm going to ask you the last question, and that question is a very profound question, and that is, do you go to church?
I do.
You do go to church. Well, how has this loss affected your belief of faith as a young Christian when you are attending the church at the same time while your father had been passed on suddenly and instantly without any sickness in his body, but it just passed on? How has this loss affected your beliefs of faith as a young Christian when you're still attending the church while you encounter that situations? And what meaning do you find in your loved one's life when he passed on? Meaning, what meaning means, what are some of the lessons that you learned? It now becomes your experience.
Losing my dad has taught me the lesson to be a man and to be mature enough to live out childish attitudes and to be a man enough to look after my family, my mom, my 3 siblings. Before, sometimes I do not give time to my family, to spend time with them. I used to carry it away with my friends. But now that my dad is gone, it brings the real family bond, the meaning of family, what family really is. So it gives me reflection, evaluation to give more time to the family. Knowing that one fine day you will lose a family, a loved one for good. And to lose a loved one for good is too much. But if I spend a lot of time with my family, it will not be a regret to me. But when someone is not spending too much time with family, once you lose one of the loved ones in the family, it will be a regretful moment, a regretful time to lose someone that you never had time for them. You never actually sit with them. You never had fun with them. I learned that lesson, that while your loved ones are still around, they are still well and healthy, you spend time with them. Give them time. get to know them better, so that when they passed on, you will not regret anything, but you will know that I had a good time and I learned a lot from that person. And concerning faith, it has been the place that I would draw my strength from. The passing of my daddy caused me to lose hope. Just felt that everything fell apart. My world fell apart. My entire life was broken to pieces. I felt like giving up, but then I realized that God was the only strength, the only source of strength that I could draw from. That is why, in the point of giving up, I remembered that if I leave God, there is no other place that I could seek peace from. Remembering what Jesus said, that the peace that I give you, the world cannot give. The peace that surpasses all understanding. And when I remember this, it gave me strength to continue to come. Though the situation was painful, I have to come and attend services and be part of the Christian family, because that is where I draw strength from. So in the place of brokenness, in the place of pain, the presence of God has been the place where I draw strength from. And losing my dad has drawn me closer and more closer to God, to love God more, and to depend on Him for strength, for peace, for joy. And to be honest, within the last 5 months, without my dad, my source of strength was in the presence of God. My source of joy and peace is the place that I find my comfort was in the presence of God. So at this time, seeing the hand of God in these painful moments just bring me to a point that there is no time of giving up in the faith that I have in the Lord. No matter what I face, the pain in life, just like Job said, if I can remember, Job said when he lost everything, the family, the children, the properties that he had, he got up and said, I came to this world naked and I'm going to leave this world naked. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In that same manner, I believe that though I live a life without a father now, I know that my life is still in God's hands. And that has brought me closer and closer to God. And I believe that is the only place where I can stay and draw strength, depend on God as my Father, in the absence of my biological father.
Okay, thank you, Joseph Martin, for feeling that confident and that freeness to say your personal problem with me as a counselor. When you first came in, I told you that whatever that we discuss in this office will be buried here. When you walk out of this place, nobody will know the story. Because it is my duty and delegated responsibility for me as a counselor to carry out that work, to give advice and to give resolution and to identify the resolution to the problem that you are now facing. I am more than happy to help you out. And by listening to your story that you came in and you told me everything, and by listening to the story of yours about the loss and the grievousness of your late father, I am very sorry to hear about that, and I know that because of that problem it causes you to move around with so many stress and anxiety and depression in life. And as a counselor, I identify that the problems that you are now having with you, the first one is you having stress in mind. The more you think, the more you worry, the more you concentrate about that problem, it causes a pain in your heart to make you think about the very person that you love, in which you lost. And when that happened to your life, it causes you to feel depressed. And when you depress, it causes anxiety to arise in you. And when anxiety arises in you, it makes your mind unstable and it gives you different feelings of emotion. You feel like crying, you feel like being alone, you feel like by yourself, you don't want to make fun with your friends, and then people start to see that the way you talk to people, the way you approach people, the way you live your life as Joseph were gone because of stress in mind and that pain of losing the loved ones, depression and that anxiety. So by identifying the problem that now you are facing, you are definitely having a stress in mind. And not stress in mind only, you also have that pain of losing that loved one, the only person that you love so much, and that is your dad. And also you have depression in life, and that depression leads you to anxiety. However, as a counselor, I have some alternative resolutions to your problems. And I'm gonna give you, I have 4 alternatives resolution to the problem that now we identified in this personal conversation and confidential conversation between myself and you. And only the good Lord above is watching and is now listening to what we've discussed here. And as a counselor, the first alternative resolution I'll give you now is practice mindfulness and meditation. That means you have to find an environment where you go and stay alone by yourself. And I know that you go to church and all this, so if you have a guitar or keyboard in your room or with some friends, borrow from them, find a place to sit down, play some music, sing some songs, do meditation like reading some books, reading the Bible. Think about something positive in life that will help you to recover from that stress in mind and that pain of losing the loved one and that depression or anxiety in you. And the second alternative resolutions that you should consider is spend more time with friends, or let's say socialize. Go around with friends that once were your friends and spend more time with them, like cracking jokes. Go with them to the field to take part in sports, activities that will help you remove the stress in mind and the pain of losing the loved one, or depression or the anxiety that is now in you. So spending more time with friends and all this can help you develop a positive impact to remove that pain of loss and griefness in you. The third alternative resolution that you should consider as well is doing some works out, like morning work or evening work, at least by yourself or with some friends or your brothers, your sisters, or anyone that decided to take a walk with you. And then by taking a walk, you will come to realize and see that you start to develop a positive impact on yourself, and that is how you can make a positive influence in your mind to remove that stress in mind, that pain of losing the loved ones, depression and anxiety. And then the final one, which is the final alternative resolution, is the attending of churches, like going to fellowships or seminars or conference or crusades. Take part in church activities like visiting your pastors or your youth coordinators or a music coordinator or anyone in the ministry that can help you give advice to make you have some positive impact on yourself that will lead you to the freedom of yourself. And I believe the 4 alternative resolutions that I give, you should consider them. I'm not gonna ask you to choose anyone, but I'm giving you this 4 ones so that you have to choose, and then after choosing them, you'll come back to me. Because if I tell you to choose one of them, I'm against the law that is set by the office that I am the counselor, and I must go by the rules and the policy for the office. I believe I have the alternative resolution here, and I'm gonna give you this alternative resolution. These are the 4 alternative resolutions that I just explained it with you, and I told you that you should consider them. So you bring it with you, and then you choose which one to work on and which one to go about. You take a look at it, and then which one has the good impact on you, you come back with. So I'm going to give you 3 days. Today is the 18th of August, and by 18 to 25 you should be back with the resolution for that alternative resolutions that I just gave you now. You come back with the ones that will have impact on you and will have some positive changes on you. You come back with them, and then we can proceed on for the next part of the counseling process.
Thank you, doctor. I really appreciate your time and your kindness and the willingness that you had to listen to me, and the suggestions, the alternative resolutions that you provided me. I'll go and look through it, and whichever that I think it's gonna work to help me recover back to normalcy, I'll come back to you on the date that you have given me, and I'll inform you about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, I'll be more than happy to stand up with the team and work to do the job. Okay, I'll come back to you later. I have a client that is knocking on the doors. Right, bye. Come in. Joseph.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, thank you, Joseph, for coming. I'm more than happy to see you back again. You are smiling. I believe the alternative resolutions that I gave you last time, you have chosen the best ones to help you out in your situations.
Well, and thank you so much, doctor. You don't know how grateful I am for your help and your support. If it wasn't for you, I would not be in this smiling face this morning. But your help, I really appreciate it. The support that you provided in a time that I really needed it. I really appreciate you. And with the 4 coping strategies and alternative resolutions that you provided, I considered 2 of them that I feel like it will really help me out to recover back to normalcy. And that is the first one, which is to practice mindfulness and meditation, and that I will have to take for 10 to 15 minutes per day. And next one is to attend church services, programs, fellowship, rallies, crusades, and to be part of the Christian family. So at least the comfort that I find in church and in those spiritual gatherings will help me to recover back to normalcy and help me cope with the absence of my father in the family.
Right, Joseph. I believe the alternatives that I gave you, you decided to choose two of them, and the first alternative resolution you choose is practice mindfulness and meditation. And fourth one is the attending of churches. So when you go to a hospital, they will give you medicine and they will tell you to faithful on those medications. Still, the medications will cure your sickness. So within this office of a counselor, the alternative resolutions that I gave you, and you decided to pick two of them. Now these two alternative resolution become more like your medication. So you have to faithful on those two alternative process to cure your stress in mind, the pain of losing the loved one, depression and anxiety. And I'm gonna release you. You will go back and come back after 1 month. Today is the 25th of August 2025. By the 25th of September, you will come back. And when you come back, we'll give the final resolution with you. Thank you, Joseph, for coming. I'll see you back after 1 month on the 25th of September. Have a blessed day. Come in.
Hey, Doc.
Hello. Mr. Wharton, you are back.
Yeah,
You're smiling. You can take a seat.
thank you.
How are you?
Far better.
So you are far better. So you're coming from where now?
Back from class. I finished at 12 o'clock. I had a 10 to 12 tutorial class, and straight from class I came here.
Wow, it's nice to see you. You are smiling, and I truly believe that the two alternative resolutions that you choose might help you out. That's why you are smiling and you greet me all the way from the door when you knocked and I told you to come in.
Of course it did. It really helped me a lot, and I feel better. And yeah, it helped me to accept the fact, though it was painful to accept the fact that my father is gone very soon and I will not never see him again. But being in this 1 month and committed to these two coping strategies that I picked, it helped me to cope with the absence of my father and to accept the fact that he's gone and that can never change.
Thank you, Joseph. I believe you're on the right track now to help yourself out. So, as a young man, the decision that you came up with and you made to forget and continue on your life journey, as a counselor, I guarantee that it's 100% okay for you. Because by looking at the way you came in and the way you greet me, it shows me that you are truly set free from that stress in mind and the anxiety and the problems that you faced within your loss and grieveness of your dad. And you're coming, it's almost a month, and you're coming back gives a good news to this office. And you'll become the living testimony of this office as well. I'm gonna give you the paper to confirm that, a document to confirm that you are free, and you'll become the agent of change to others. Some of the young boys and girls that are out there facing the same problem and challenges, I believe you can tell them to come and consult this office. Tell them we have a best doctor. He's good in encouraging and sorting out people who are having their problems, like myself. You can talk to them and all this. I'll sign you off from here. That's the stamp that I'll guarantee you that you are now free and you are free from the problem. Thank you for coming, and any problem later on in life affects you and you find a place to go, get yourself healed, you can come back to this office. This office is now open for you. And make sure to give awareness for this office as well. With that, before you go, I'll pray with you and I'll release you. Thanks for coming. As a counselor, it is my duty and a delegated responsibility for me to counsel a client, pray with that client, and that client can be set free from physical, spiritual, social, emotional, and mental. But most importantly, we believe that through spiritual impartation, you will be set free from all your stress. I'll pray with you and you go. Thank you. Father God, I thank you in the name of Jesus for this counseling session. Bless Joseph as he go back. May you restore knowledge and understanding. Go with him. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
That's your guarantee.